Welcome to G.P.H podcast, where we dive deep into the topics of our everyday lives. I'm your host. Most of you know me as Manny, some and others as JR, and to my social media's fathers, J_addict. I'm here bringing you fresh perspectives on personal development, the psychology of life, and entrepreneurship. We're going to be sparking conversations that inspire and challenge listeners to think differently. Whether it's interview with special guests or deep dives into pressing issues, G.P.H is your go-to for insightful, engaging, and thought-provoking content. Since you're here for a reason and not for a season, please click below and subscribe as we get started. So, first and foremost, I want to thank God and I want to thank my brother Jeandy.
Thank you for having me here, bro.
Thank you for being here. Before I dive deep into my little journey and stuff, you want to tell people about how we met, how we got to this point in front of these cameras?
Well, I'm Jeandy. I'm from the city, born and raised, and then I came to New Jersey at 14. Started my gym journey I always did push-ups like at home and stuff like that, but actually going to a physical gym, I want to say I was around 20.
Okay.
And then started going more. I got more involved, started working, and once like a certain point in my life, I want to say it's 2023, 2022, I was working Monday through Friday, and I'll go to the gym on the weekends. And then once I left my job in 2023, so I started the gym in 2022. Once I left my job in 2023, I would go every day to the gym. And I met you through the gym.
Yeah.
And it's just like me. It's not about what's on the outside that matters. I connect with people. I'm a person that sees what's on the inside. Like when I connect with people, I see how they move, not just how they treat me, but how they treat others. And just the little that we chopped it up. Once I heard your story, how you got locked up, and also you're gonna dive into that. I don't want to spoil
Absolutely.
the beans.
Yeah. We're going into that today.
I don't want to spoil the beans, but it's just like I seen you had a good heart, and we all go through trials and tribulation. I feel like we all deserve a second chance, especially when people want it. And I just seen that you wanted it, so why not? If I'm at a position to give people, I'm a businessman, create opportunities, and you see an opportunity and you glanced at it and you grabbed it. So we're here today.
That's a fact. So we met at the gym, and it's funny, man. I told you before, I see it a lot of me and you. And even though I'm older than you, I respect people. My first thing is respect, and you lead by example. You feel me? And you actually have done things. I don't know if I've shared this with you, but you've done things that's like, nah, bro. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna jump ship. You feel me? But for everyone, there's my introduction episode, and I'm gonna start off with a little bit about who I am, my background. So I was born in Dominican Republic. I came here when I was 4 years old, and for the majority of my life, I lived in Patterson. Moved around a couple times in Patterson, but for the majority of my life, I lived there. I went grammar school. I went to high school. It wasn't Passaic County Tech for those who know, but you feel me? Mad people from Patterson there too. I also was the first person in my family to go to college. That was a interesting journey for me. Like my mom told me, yo, either you're gonna work or go to college. And I was already working. But she was like, nah, you're gonna do both. And I went to it, man. I never been that good at school, to be honest. Like nobody in my family would think that I'll be the first one to get my bachelor's, which is funny because I did it. And for those people that think they're not like academically there to do it, nah, it was easier than what it looks, just to let y'all know. Funny story. While I was in college, or even since I'm gonna start off from when I was a little kid, I always had that entrepreneur mindset. I never shared this with you though.
Why do you feel like you did?
Because I remember in 6th grade, bro, like, man, I don't know if y'all know what poverty really is. Like, I came from poverty, bro. And if I had $2, if I saved $2 as a little kid, the next day in school in the morning, I would go buy like gums, annihilators, crybabies, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I would go sell it in school. Because people always be like, yo, you got candy? You got a piece of gum? Yeah, I got it, 25 cents. But in the store, it was 5, 10 cents at the time. And all throughout my life, even in high school, a lot of my friends know, my senior year, bro, I used to sell empanadas in school. I got suspended for that. Guess
Suspended
what?
for hustling.
It ain't stopped me though. And then I grew up in Patterson, right? Like I said, and I'm not gonna sit here in front like I was all into the streets or whatever. But y'all know, you get influenced, and
Correct.
I just always been that trying to get to the bag type of person. And I was selling weed in college, and it was funny though. That was the first time I tried to sell weed. Let's put it like that. I tried to sell weed in college, but it didn't work out. How Biggie says, "Don't get high on your own supply." um, but I was able to graduate. I got my bachelor's in business management. And then after that, bro, I decided to keep working. I was working at the bank for a little bit. My first bank job was at PNC Bank. After that, I worked at Bank of America, and my family was really proud of me, bro. Oof, I gotta breathe. I gotta breathe. Um, and then things happened. 2019, I got locked up, and I get a little sentimental about it because I was such a people pleaser, yo. And like I felt like I let my family down. I'm the oldest. So my mom is the oldest out of 3 sisters, and I'm the oldest out of 8 grandchildren. And I always felt, to this day, I feel I'm the example. Like I feel like they look up to me. You feel me? So I feel like I failed going to prison, yo. And yo, let me tell you something. It was like God ordained it. Like He made it happen. No cap. And I just came home. It'll be 11 months, the 12th of this month. In 10 days, I'll be home 11 months. And bro, here we are. I did dive back into the implementation when I came home. You feel me? But one thing that changed my mind and stuck with me, this is the key about being consistent, right? I read these books while I was in prison. I read Think and Go Rich first, right? I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. The last one I read was Outwitting the Devil. But yo, this book right here is funny. I went to chapel. So in prison, they call it chapel. And you go to church, whatever. And I found the book in church. The pastor was giving it out. I'm like, a word? What that mean, Think and Grow Rich? I've always been a person that likes to read, but I didn't used to read books that was for my personal development, more like for entertainment. Like I like a good story. You feel me? But the Bible got a lot of good stories. um Anyways, I read this book, man, and it opened my mind, and it took me places that mentally it took me places that I don't think I ever would have been if I didn't sit down and read the book, to be honest. Napoleon Hill. Get into it, Napoleon Hill. And from there, I read the Cash Flow Quadrant. I mean, that one's Rich Dad Poor Dad, but he also got the Cash Flow Quadrant. I read both of them. And it's funny because throughout my whole journey in life, I wouldn't say that, yo, ignorance is like
The most expensive thing in the world.
my brother. I'll be honest, my mom, you feel me? I grew up with my mother. My stepfather was there, but like he raised me. He didn't teach me much. But with my mother, yo, like I don't know if like you can relate. Like they don't tell you like, yo, this is what a checking account is. This is what credit is
They don't got financial literacy.
at all. And that was one of the reasons why I went to work at the bank. I'm like, I gotta figure this out, bro. I'm not gonna be living paycheck to paycheck like my family is. You feel me? And I thought it wasn't about living. When I say living paycheck to paycheck, the way I thought about it before is like I need a good enough paycheck so I don't gotta live and wait for the next paycheck. You feel me? So, but I've been on a journey my whole life, like to figure that stuff out. I gotta make sure that I'm well positioned in that area. I always felt the need for that. But it wasn't until I went to prison that my mind actually broadened on that topic. Like I was like, yo, that guy, Robert, I don't know how to pronounce his last name to this day.
Kiyosaki.
Bro, to say the least, like, please, somebody go read the Cash Flow Quadrant. Because even before I went to prison, I was how do I say? I was an entrepreneur. I opened up my own business. You feel me? But I was the business. Like, and if I didn't work, I didn't get money. You feel me? You're still in the same limbo, and it's not
Correct.
until you cross over into business and investment that you find that freedom. So, long story short, I came home. I'm working. I'm working. Actually was it was a temporary job, but I got a job as an assistant at a property management company. And yo, I thought I hit the lottery. Stop playing with me. I was gonna make sure. One thing about me, wherever I go, I start off low level and I'm rising to the top. I'm an ambitious person. There's like no doubt about it. My mom told me from when I was young, like, "El que no tiene ambición tiene que morirse." Keep it G though. Like, what is you just taking up space? You
Correct.
wasting breath. So I always been ambitious since a young kid, but yo, I was putting so much effort into the implementation. I was trading my time for money. And I remember what I started doing differently. This was like in the summertime. That's like we met like around like March, April, something like that. I was looking at it. Don't worry, you don't gotta think too much. So around March, April, right? And I want to say like June, July was when like we really started talking more, and I started looking at CMR podcast. I would watch you on your podcast, Day One, right?
Day One Podcast. Look that up on YouTube. CMR Podcast Network with Carlos. He's a little bit more raw than me, you know what I mean? But everybody got their own character. But the message we're transmitting is that everybody wants the dream car, the dream home, but everything starts with the dream business. You said you have that entrepreneur in you. I feel like we all do, because back in the day, they were entrepreneurs. I had a horse, you had a cow, we would exchange. Nowadays, they slavery now is manipulation. Back in the day, it will be hitting, it will be physical, but now it's mental. And that's why I don't want people to work for me. I'm saying let's work together. You want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. You could tell somebody, he who works all day has no time to make money. You'll be like, yo, that's
bugging.
You mad hypocritical,
bugging.
you ignorant, this and that, but they don't think. John D. Rockefeller said he wanted a world full of workers, not thinkers. People don't think. The strangest secret. So yeah, it's just empowering people, helping people maximize their potential all around.
And I think the reason why these people look at you some type of way, one, y'all lost in the sauce. Two, right? Y'all don't understand that the reality that's painted for us is not it. They lying to us. And by they, I mean, man, go do your research. I'm not gonna get into that. But one thing that I thought about while I was in prison, bro, was I was locked up physically, but I wasn't locked up mentally. I met people in there 20 years in, 25 years in, 30 years in. You get what I'm saying? And some of them, they a little bit off their rocker. But for most of them, bro, they got their mentals down packed. And I wrote this down. You're imprisoning, people are imprisoning their ego. You feel me? Locked away in our illusion. And that's why, like, people don't understand when you say, how is it? Those who work all day don't have time to make money. Like, if y'all don't understand that, I'm sorry to tell you, like, you lost in the sauce.
Ego's not your amigo.
You feel me? And when I came home and I started watching CMR podcast and I start listening to you guys say little things like that, and I ain't gonna lie, I question everything. What are y'all really talking about? Carlos? I can't wait. I think I told him already. I'll tell him again. Yo, I'm like, yo, this nigga's obnoxious. I don't.
You told him that?
He at the tipo, bro. Because he's very
Carlos.
His personality is strong, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not that people read him the wrong way. I've gotten to know him little by little, and he's a genuine person that wants to help people.
Correct.
What he does is, this is just my opinion. I don't know. Y'all ask him yourselves, but he's protecting his energy.
Yeah, he does.
Only quality people. Get away from me. And yo, but he takes it to a whole nother level. But anyways, let's get back on topic. So I'm watching these episodes and whatever, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not doing this. Yo, I had a job offer. And I'm gonna say it right here, right now. I did At the time I got the job offer, this is like July, right? So that's 7 months out of prison, and I got a job offer for almost 50K, right? Health insurance, everything popping, whatever. And tell me right now, who out there won't be like, what, 50K, and you turn that down just home from prison? I know, go ahead. You know what I did? You know what I did.
What do you do?
I told them, yo, I got a better offer. I rolled the dice on me. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've never been so certain of something in my life. How Carlos like to say, I'm saying it on camera, I'm saying here, recorded. I've never been so sure about something. And y'all got it messed up. Y'all think like, oh, it's not my ego talking, man. Like, I put a lot of work into making sure that when I do something, God is backing it. Like, I'm not over here half stepping. I'm not over here like pump faking. I'm taking my shot.
It's not even God backing it. Like me, I'm a humble beast. Like my beast is locked in the cage. I don't like to let it out. But it's there. I just don't portray it. You know what I mean? And it's like when I do something, it's not God backing it. God already approved it. I already got his approval. I don't need people's approval. And at a point in my life, only 22, been through so much, seen so much, learned from others. Like discernment is one of the key things that us humans should have. No matter what room you step into, peep game off rip. That will excel you to multiple levels. But what I'm saying is, once you get God's approval, people seek nowadays to get people's approval. Oh, what will my parents think? What will my cousin think? What will my bro think? What will my best friend think? No, just talk to God. And like I sent you the video of Nipsey Hussle. You said Nipsey, like he got your respect.
Absolutely.
And what I say is, we don't need all the facts. All we need is that gut feeling. Because like I always say, prayer is you talking to God. Your intuition is God talking to you. But most people don't listen to that inner voice, that voice that's telling them, yes, start that.
It's a distinct voice. It's a distinct voice. But to keep going, so I decided to take this journey. We're doing this podcast. My podcast is called G.P.H, and it stands for Glory, Praise, Honor, right? All glory be to God first. And it also stands for growing progressively while being humble. You helped me with that last part. And I think everyone has to realize, like, if you ever stop growing, if you ever become like te acomoda, you become conformant with where you at, yo, there's something wrong. You're like literally waiting for death.
You're not growing, you're dying.
Like, and I really I can't fathom. I don't get it. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been there, but then, like I said, like I feel like God allowed me to go to prison and that snapped me out of it. My mom used to tell me, I don't know what the toy is called in English, but there's this toy, right? So you wrap it around with a string, and when you pull it, it starts spinning. But my mom used to be like, yo, you're wrapped around and life is gonna pull you and you're not gonna know where you're gonna land. And that's what life did to me. Bro, I was in prison, murderers, rapists, drug dealers. I mean, we've been around drug dealers my whole life, but I'm talking about like kingpins. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these different characters, and man. And the people, let me tell y'all something. The people's not even the biggest thing. You want to know what's the biggest thing? 23-1.
What's that?
You locked up 23 hours of the day and you come out for an hour. And that hour, you got to shower, get on the phone, get on the kiosk, talk to your family, whatever you got to do. But guess what? Sometimes that phone line, you feel me?
This ain't going to be your turn. No te toques.
Ain't going to be who turn.
That's what die over that though.
Bro, they do. And the whole thing is like, sometimes I didn't have to say that. Like, yo, I'm telling you, God be with you. But more than that, like, I'm a person that gives respect. You feel me? I don't give respect so I could get respect back. No. I just give respect. That's the way I was raised. But since I'm giving you respect and you disrespect me, now we have a situation. You feel me? And I had a couple situations in prison. I'm not here to boast about it or anything. It's nothing that I'm proud of. I don't fold, bro. Like, we started this journey, G.P.H podcast. I'm not folding. This is gonna pop. And when it popped, I told y'all. And so I started this, and my mission on this platform is first to give. First, he gave. That's deep. You know where I get it from. First, he gave, and I've always been like that my whole life. There's not a moment in my life that I could say I wasn't a giver. Bro, I've put people before me my whole life. It changes now. I'm not saying that I'm selfish or anything, but I've learned to pour into somebody's glass. I have to be full. I was running on E, bro. I know how to run on E because I don't fold, but yo, it takes a toll on you. You feel me?
Trains all the energy out of
But
yourself.
now I feel like I'm in a place to give. I put in the work for it. I'm not here trying to how do I say, withhold all the blessings God has given me. No. And I don't think anybody should be like that. Like those people that be hoarding, or like those people that are like stingy with anything in life. Like, yo, you're only gonna go but so far. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So first, I want to give by helping my listeners improve their mindset and overcome personal obstacles like I did. I'm here to help any and everyone. Please don't hesitate to reach out, as I'm confident that if I can't directly help you, I'm blessed to be with a group of individuals like Jeandy that are also willing to help and are able to help. You know, when you put yourself in a position to become an investor, first you invest in yourself, right? And you grow and you set the foundation. But once you do that, then you're able to extend the hand. And I'm gonna thank you again, bro, because you've extended the hand for me.
Of course.
Second, I want my audience to learn entrepreneur strategies that will allow them financial literacy, financial independence, and the future financial stability. Like I said before, I went to work at the bank to get some financial literacy. And ooh, I got something for you. Here's a little dime. I went to the bank, right? And I started learning stuff. I started learning what it is to have a checking account, how that works. The difference between a debit card and a credit card, because some people don't understand it. The difference between thinking you have good credit.
Mm.
It's not just about a number. You feel me? It's about your whole profile.
The data behind it. The data that's in it.
What else? It's so much things, but I was taught from a bad perspective. Because once you start reading these books, they running game too. You heard?
On another level.
They running game too, and it's about being open. Like a lot of people don't like to read, but bro, how you gonna expect? And matter of fact, if you don't like to read, I'm different. I like to read a hard copy. You don't, but you still get the knowledge. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
I read hard copies. Like Outwitting the Devil, I listened to it. I never read it, but Outwitting the Devil, when I just listened to it, it opened my mind. But yes, I've listened to some books. Also, I read some books. So it's like some books I listened to, some books I never read, but I've listened to it multiple times. Like The Power of Positive Thinking opened up my mind. Outwitting the Devil, another book I never read, but I've listened to it. $1 Million Habits, I've listened to that book.
Okay.
So there's so many books that I've listened to that I never read, but it's also just obtaining the knowledge and what you do with that knowledge. Because knowledge is only potential power. Execution is the real power. You could read all the books in the world, but if you don't apply nothing, then you're not really on nothing.
Absolutely. So, can you tell people why you recommended this book to me?
Outwitting the Devil.
Yeah.
I feel as if I'm not saying you in specifically, but like I was listening to audio so crazy talking about soul ties. So sometimes we're either like there's two. I believe in God, but I also believe there's a devil. I believe in heaven. I also believe there's hell. But when it comes to Outwitting the Devil, I feel like that's a book that helped me overcome a lot of my battles within me. When it comes to drugs, when it comes to sex, when it comes to my mind. At the end of the day, everything is just in the mind. And I seen like I'm the type of person. Rule number one: the rich dad, poor dad. The rich don't work for money. You read the book, but what do you learn from it, and what do you apply from that book? So it's just like I give people certain books just to, hey, you got this problem, to help you with that. Like you said, you stopped smoking. It wasn't because of me, but I know I played a part in that.
I mean, to touch on that real quick, it's funny how it happened. Maybe I'll save the whole story for another day, but I just think when you're doing something wholeheartedly, like, and when I'm saying I'm not even talking about this podcast, I'm talking about like me. I'm searching, bro. I came from prison and I learned, bro. I didn't even know I had problems, like, because in prison it's very simple. You got a problem with me, you tell me about it. We can't come to an understanding, and we don't talk to each other. We still don't feel some type of way, then we're gonna get busy and let it be what it is. You get what I'm saying? And then when I come home, you can't fight everybody.
You can't. It's not the same.
And when I came home, bro, I had a couple situations, and bro, I'm not gonna deal with my personal problems smoking weed. I no.
You're running from it.
I'm not gonna deal with my personal problems going out to chill with somebody. I'm not gonna deal with my personal problems indulging in sex with different females all the time. Bro,
You gotta face it. That's why freedom
if
from
you've
fear.
been there, done that, and you still in the same place, which is the conclusion I came to, I gotta try something different. You get what I'm saying? And that was one of the reasons why I stopped smoking. You feel me? And he in Outwitting the Devil, he gives a couple perspectives on it also, you know, on why the world, like, not for nothing, for everybody that smoke weed, like, just think it might be a reason why they made it legal. Just saying. Just saying. Not opposed to people that smoke, you feel me? To each his own, but so on this podcast, you guys are probably asking, like, who is this for? Like, who am I trying to target? And I'm gonna be plain and simple. I'm targeting you. If you looking at this video right now, if you're anyone that I come in contact with, this is for you, right? Because what I want to give to y'all is, like, how do I say, the experience that I've been through. Don't stumble over the same stone I stumbled. My mom always used to tell me that, but I'm hard-headed. You feel me? She used to be like, yo, avoid this, this, and the third, so you don't have to go through it. Guess what I do? I dive into it. Thinking that I'm slick and I'm a finesse the way around it, still do what I want. But life don't work like that. It don't work like that at all. So for those people who can relate, that was born in another country and came over here, you feel me? That I've beat statistics. If you beat statistics and you think like, oh, I went to college, I did this in the third, cool. You feel me? But I've also became a statistic. So this is for those people. And some of the topics that we're going to be covering here is personal development, right? The psychology of success and entrepreneurship. And those are topics that I value. You get what I'm saying? Like, so personal development. Not a lot of people know this, but I wake up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning every day. Ain't nobody asked me to do that. And for those people like, oh, you bugging. Why you wake up at that time? Bro, because I need my time for me. I need my time for God. I need my time to set my day. I don't wake up at 12. Yo, if you wake up after 7 in the morning, you bugging. You bugging. Waking up. People that walk outside with their pajamas, you bugging.
For each their own, but I agree.
I mean, cool. I'm saying full face of makeup and pajamas on. I see it a lot all the time. Baby girl, get your priorities straight. Dudes that go to the gym in their pajamas, my God, did you even shower? Like stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? But whatever. That's my thing. So we're gonna talk about personal development, because if you invest in yourself, that's how you get to the next level. You're not gonna
100%.
get there if you don't invest in yourself. Then the psychology of success. Everybody says they want to be successful. You ready for this one? How do you become successful? I'm gonna ask you, see what you say.
I mean, success to me is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Like success could be something so simple like us doing this podcast. Some success could be something so little as making it home, like just little things. But success is different to everybody.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think success is what people make it to be? Like they get a job, a corporate job, let's say. They
If
get
that's
a
their
nice
dream,
job or whatever.
if that's their dream, success is the
True, because
progressive realization of a
reality is what people make it. But I
Correct.
think I heard Miles Monroe say this. If you want to be successful, first invest in yourself. Become a person
of value.
of value. You get what I'm
Seek to
saying?
be a person of value, not a person of success.
So I think the psychology is all wrong off the rip. People don't understand what success is. You get me? I could stand right now and say I'm successful. I've overcome obstacles, bro, mental obstacles. And I'm still every day, like I tell you, I'm working on my emotional pillar. That's the most important right now.
Progress over perfection, but you acknowledge it and just what you do with what you know.
But I would say I'm successful in this from this point of view. Like, bro, certain things don't grind my gears anymore. Certain things don't seem like a problem to me anymore, like how it is to other people. And it was all me changing my perspective on life and working on that mental, learning the psychology of what it actually means to be successful. And then entrepreneurship. Um, that was my first step. That was like me putting my feet in the water kind of thing. And I want to share with you guys my experiences. And as time goes on, I plan on bringing on people that have had experience being successful entrepreneurs. Um, I look how you mentioned Nipsey. Nipsey is somebody I look up to. Business mogul, bro. And we could relate to where he came from, how he grew up, his environment, and he beat the odds. And if he could beat it,
So could we?
and it's funny because he says it like, I'm just showing y'all it's possible. You feel me? So to wrap it up before I close it, we was talking about this. The game is to be sold, not to be told. So I'm here to kick free game, but to those who don't believe it, I will sell it to you. I will sell it to you because this game is free. That's free game. I ain't get here paying for the knowledge I get. You don't pay for knowledge. I mean, you can, but it's free, bro. People put in the work already. But if you don't believe that it's that simple, I'll sell it to you. I'm here for that.
And that's what we're here for. Leaders creating leaders. Like how you mentioned Nipsey. A leader is the one that goes, a leader is somebody who goes the way, shows the way, and knows the way, and just paves it for others. I don't want no followers. I don't want you to follow me. I also want you to grow and flock your birds and be your own man and just grow to a better person than who you were yesterday.
Absolutely.
You're going to be able to look back and say, damn, I was successful there, but I will never be successful until that time comes. Because you could say you're successful now, but that's you getting comfortable. You got to stay with that hunger in. And then you said something about Jesus, and it clicked in my head that Jesus preached to everybody, but not everybody understood him. That's why when he spoke in parables, he spoke for his targeted audience, those people who recognize the value in him. And those people who recognize the value in him, Jesus healed everybody. Jesus touched the sick. Jesus touched the blind, and they had sight. There's so many things. The power of faith.
To pivot off of the example you given of Jesus, like, it's funny. I don't consider myself a follower, but let me tell y'all something. In order to be a good leader, you gotta know how to follow. You get what I'm saying? Like, and why I said I'm a pivot of Jesus. Why? Because Jesus literally was a servant king. He wasn't out here like, give me, no, he was like, here, hold this. Yo, he washed 12 feet.
As a leader too.
They were like, nah, you're a teacher. You're our leader. He's like, nah, this is what I gotta do. Why? So y'all could do it to the next person.
Lead by example.
And I think that's powerful. Like, my whole life, I've learned to play my role. And I play my role well. When we play basketball, don't get me wrong, I put in the work. So it's sometimes I'm taking a shot. You get me? But my goal is to win. So if that means me not taking the shot, I'm passing it. That means me playing defense, I'm playing defense. If that means getting a rebound, I'm getting it. If that means diving to go get it out, I ain't gonna wild out. We be in LA Fitness, but if that means diving to go save the ball, you feel me? But what I'm saying is I play my role to the T. And then me doing that just means that if I have to be the one to help somebody to fulfill that purpose, then I'll do that. If I have to be the one to lead, I'm here. And I like to. I feel like we don't choose our purpose in life, right? God like hides it in us. We got to figure it out. And like I mentioned before, I'm the oldest of 8 grandchildren. And the only reason why I keep mentioning that is because family means a lot to me. And I'm not saying that I'm the leader because my brother and my cousin, they have qualities that I'm like, yo, I gotta practice that a little bit more, how they be handling the situation. I respect it OD, right? But then there's other times where like I came home, bro, and I'm not gonna lie, my family's like, yo, Manny this, yo, Manny that, yo, Manny this. And sometimes it bothers me, but I just got to understand, like, nah, bro, this is your role for your family. And if it's you being the leader, well, own up to it. Set the foundation for it. So to wrap it up, real quick, tell people where they could find you.
I can find me on Day One Podcast on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere near you. And on Instagram, Jeandy.Reyes. And I'm just here to help, man. Like he said, Jesus is a servant king. I consider myself a servant of the Lord, a servant king, because I am a king, but I'm a servant for the king. And Jesus is my king. And man, he said it. If you watch this video, there's a reason. You have a purpose. And I believe you also have that dog in them. Like, I know they want it, but they just the beast gotta wake up with them, and nobody's gonna want it for you as much as you gotta want it for yourself.
That's a fact. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to G.P.H podcast. We hope today's conversation gave you new insights and sparked curiosity. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed today's episode, leave a comment, hit the like, share with a friend, all the good stuff. You can follow me on all platforms, G.P.H podcast, for more updates, behind the scenes content, and much more. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep the conversation going. Blessings.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.